Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Who was first? Congrats. Congrats, Jake. You won. The streak has been restarted. Hello. How's everybody doing? Dom, how you doing? Mr. Philly, how you doing? Vampire, how you doing? Yes. Jake, you got it. I went back and I double checked. I was like, did he get it? You know what's funny is I don't see Carl in here at all. So you kind of beat him by a landslide. Oh man, he won that. He won the Turtles 4-pack. Yeah. Whew. Wow. Wow. That's a lot to get into today. A lot to get into. So while we wait for Jason, what did everybody think? I know it kind of started off a little slow, but it picked up really fast. I was wondering what everybody thought about it. While we wait. Got some good stuff for tonight. Got my drink. I think we're good. Good stuff, yeah. What was everybody's favorite reveal while we wait for him? Somebody probably will need to 50-50. 50-50. Yeah, you know. Can't win them all, right? I think he came in. All right, here we go. Ta-da. Oh.
What's up?
Very nice in the background. I like that.
What's that? What do you mean?
I like
My
this
pink background?
Yeah.
I'm working in my wife's office. Let's see.
Uh-oh. Is that you or me?
That's me.
Oh, okay.
What did she do? She changed the lighting setting.
Yeah, probably like. Wish we got a new hood, though. Yeah, we'll talk about all that stuff. Got some good stuff. People say Green Goblin, Spidey.
Am I going to turn up the volume a little because Paige's voice is soothing on a Sunday night?
Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. So, do we even have anything to talk about?
Nope. Have a good night. Bye.
Yeah, later.
Nothing.
Wow. So, I got to do two things before we start. Always a mic check. Make sure everything is good. If you can hear me, let me know. If not.
Those are toys, by the way. I have these bins in the corner right here, and sometimes the cat will sleep on that, but it's just toys.
Hopefully it's not me. I don't think it's me. Pizzas and turtles, yeah. We're still just letting some people get in here, but do a mic check. Before we get started, I have two things. First thing is I wanted to say hello to Sawyer. How you doing, little man? Sawyer is one of my friend's son, and he did a unboxing of the Razor Crest.
No way! Good job, Sawyer. I want to see that.
Yeah. So he was doing that, and it was very good. Showed a lot of details and everything.
Right.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is that my official TMNT mug?
Yeah.
Oh, and the second thing is that, so to give everyone an update, we've been trying to kind of push this over to YouTube, but there was a little bit of problems, but everything is kind of good now. But what we're going to do is until everything gets really rolling smoothly, what I'm going to do is I'll probably record this, and then I'm just going to upload it to YouTube, and as we start going along, it'll get a little bit better. But so hello to the Instagram people and the YouTube people as well. That's all really. Yeah, sweet.
That's fair. We'll eventually get it right. I've been looking into it starting today. I should have been better at it, but what the fuck is that shadow? That's annoying.
I don't know. I don't think it's me.
No, it's me. I got a shadow going on over here, and I have no idea why. Anyway, whatever.
All right, so there's so much to cover. A lot to cover. So we might as well timestamp this and do it right now. All right, ready? Here we go.
Yes, sir.
Excuse me. Me. All right. All right, here we go. Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 62 of the Hangout. My name is Paige. His name is Jason. And we are here to give you positive insight into a world of collecting in a very chilled and relaxed atmosphere. So, where do we start?
Start
from the
with
beginning.
Thursday or Wednesday.
Yeah, we'll start with that. So, Atticus Doom, of course, that went up for pre-order.
Yep.
Trying to pull up some notes. I like to have everything done in there. So, yeah. So we did have Atticus Doom. What were we doing? Stat for Nerds? Yeah, we'll do that. So the pre-order went up at 1 p.m. Price point was $95. Supposed to come out February, March. What's your initial impressions?
Initial impressions.
Mm-hmm.
Figure looks amazing. It's so much fun. He's so weird, man, and that's what I really loved about it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I think the accessories are really interesting. There's so many things that you can do. Like, he can be a villain for so many of the Rumble characters already.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, the accessories, you can use them with Baron Benz, you can use them with Doc Nock. There's just so many possibilities that are available. You know, even with Nemo, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
I think I said Nemo, but, you know, I just finished exercising. So, all right, go.
No, that's a good one. I know that when I looked at the body initially, I thought it was going to be taller. I think we talked about it because of the coat, the overcoat.
Really? No. Okay.
I did. I think I don't know if we had a private conversation and we were talking like when we saw it, and I said, "Oh, the coat. He'd probably be taller." And then people started getting them as prizes,
Right.
and then people doing size comparisons, and so it looks like he's on a smaller body.
I based myself on the Advent calendar, man. He's tiny on that picture.
Yeah, I saw that, but then the coat is what threw me off. I was like, oh
Okay.
gosh, yeah. So that's what I thought initially. One thing that I was really taken back by was the price point. Uh-oh, did you lag out? Are you there?
I'm still there.
Okay. It went to a circle around you. I was like, oh.
No,
But yeah, the price point. I thought the price point was really good considering all the stuff that they're giving out.
Normally what we have is bundles, right, for ToyzFair and all that stuff, because the last 2 years, that's exactly what it was. We had the Golden Head Gomez, and we also had, after that, I think it was Black Krig.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Year before, yeah.
Yeah, and so we were looking at, I think Black Krig was $150.
Yes, the set, yes.
And the Golden Head was $200. I remember that one.
Like 2 something, yeah.
So we've like doom. This is 3 steps down, right? 95, and I mean that's kind of cool. I think that 95 is always a good deal. I would have thought it was going to be 112 because they even gave us the comic book.
Yeah.
Baron Benz, I think was he 112? I think he was 112. Hawk was cheaper. Nemo was 112, was he not?
I think so. I don't remember.
Yeah. But I mean, at 95, I mean, we're going into, I think it's Hawk B40 territory for the price.
Yeah. That might sting a couple people. Like, I don't even know. There's so many people
he's
that
a
don't.
good figure, man. He's fun. I like Hawk B40. I don't know if I'll ever shoot him, but just having him is kind of fun. I like the what he looks like. It's just, I don't know, it's my goofy sense of humor or something like that, but I really like that figure.
Yeah, I thought he was very unique looking. I like his look.
Nemo's 95, okay.
Yeah, Nemo's nice. Yeah, I was I thought it was kind of cool also that because they keep getting this feedback of how they're getting all this forced merchandise on them. I thought it was really cool that they just said, "Oh, you know what? Let's just do it as a single and we'll sell it." And it didn't seem like anybody got kind of stuck with stuff that they keep saying that they don't want. So I thought that was cool of them too. I mean, it shows they're listening to some feedback. So
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And they've thrown up accessory packs in Slugfest. They've thrown up T-shirts in Slugfest, and I don't know how well they've been doing there. But at the same time, I'm pretty sure if we break it down at 150,
Yeah.
for a pack with all the accessories that come with it, they might actually be making more money by selling them separately to the people that want them. You know what I mean? In that
Yeah.
sense, maybe like the bundles. I don't know how much the bundles were selling well. I don't know how well Krieg did or anything like that. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I think at 95, for a Rumble character, come on, man, it's a fucking
Yeah.
steal.
I was really happy with the price point, and like I said, that splitting of the items was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't mind having a shirt though, of like Atticus. That would be cool. I thought, yeah, I was like, yeah, this would be cool. And then I
Wear it to
started looking
church.
at it. Yeah, yeah, exactly. And I was started like looking at him like as a character, and I was noticing all these things. Like they gave him so many like different magic effects. They were giving him,
Yep.
the extra heads and stuff like that. And all of a sudden, I just started thinking to myself, like, oh, you know what? I'm like, this is kind of like Doc Nocturnal. And I
Mm-hmm.
was like, are they going to give us like an accessory pack for this guy too? And because I could just sit there and think about like little things that they could probably do with this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Because
That's
there's
really.
just so
I
much.
mean, yeah. I mean, just look at the wardrobe. My impression, anyway. You can throw a Bilbo Baggins head on top of that. Change the hands out, and you've got yourself a Hobbit if you can find the feet.
Oh yeah,
Might be a
yeah.
little too tall, but I mean, when we saw him, I think that I didn't see any size comparisons yet, but he didn't look particularly big.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So I'm under the impression that once we see him side by side, there's no reviews up, right? We saw, but Mick Benson. Those are
Yeah,
the
he
pictures
put
that we've seen. I
yeah.
saw who was it? Gallisepto that because Mr.
We
Lee
took
put out.
pictures.
Yeah, Mr. Lee put out his shots. He wasn't paired with anybody. I think wasn't it Gallisepto that had him paired with Doc Knock? But it's just the angle. I'd have to wait and see. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I saw somebody do it, but they were talking over it. They weren't talking. I'm sorry, they weren't talking over it. They were just showing like, and it wasn't like still photo promo pictures. It was actually them just messing around with it.
One person has reviewed on
Yeah,
YouTube. Okay.
that's the one I saw.
Was
But it
there any
wasn't.
size comparison?
You know, I didn't watch it all the way.
Fair.
I was like, I got busy, so I was just like, I didn't watch it all. But
Okay.
he,
But I'm basing myself again on the advent calendar that we saw. If he's literally that size, you've got yourself a Hobbit on your hands. You could probably make a Hobbit.
no, yeah, that's what I was saying. And if you have the Lord of the Rings stuff, you could probably do, like you said, some swaps out and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that. Yeah, I kept thinking this is going to be cool because they're taking like it's nice because it coincides with like the Doctor Strange kind of stuff. So now you
Oh
have
yeah.
their version of a
Mm-hmm.
magic character, and
Mm-hmm.
I could think, oh, this would be cool. You can team him up with Doctor Fate and Constantine when he comes out, or you could have this like back to back with Doc Nocturnal and him doing something together. I was like, there's a lot of possibilities. So
He fits with everything, man. You can throw him in with Monsters Inc. if you want, and it'll work fine.
mhm, yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, again, not in hand, but the sculpt work and everything else. I kept thinking, I go, man, this thing looks really good. So I'm
Yeah, he's
really
super fun,
excited.
man. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
and
eager to
then
have him as well. I would have liked to get a couple, but I promised Leslie I'd only get one.
I had points. Oh no, I'm sorry, I take that back. This was just something else. Um, I was I had PayPal money.
Oh, that's always good.
Yeah, and I just been stacking it in there, and I was like, you know what? I'll just get extra with this. Let's just use that. So, but yeah, this looks like it's going to be something that's going to be really cool. So
Hmm.
I'm looking forward to it. Again, not in hand, but just picture wise, the sculpt work is what I'm really looking forward to seeing, like in
Oh
hand.
yeah. And I wanted to
Um,
give a shout out to Mr. Lee. He contacted me right after he posted his shots, and he says, "Where are your shots?" And I said, "I wasn't on this project, man." And he
mhm.
says, "What the fuck is like what?" He was really disappointed because he wanted to. He when we were talking, and he even put it in his caption. He felt overwhelmed by the accessories, and he wanted to know what I would have done with them. And so that was
Yeah,
incredibly flattering of him to reach out and say, "Why don't you have this figure yet?"
yeah,
But yeah, so it was one of those things where I was like, I just wasn't on that project. But and it was
yeah,
fun. It was fun not to be on a project. I would have loved. Like, I mean, let's not kid ourselves. I would have loved to work on that fucking figure. He looks
right,
amazing.
right.
But at the same time, I could actually sit this one out and actually appreciate it as a fan and just like kind of look in. So I was really happy, and he did a
Yeah,
great job too. He and Gally were did really great shots. So I'm really happy about that.
Yeah, I think it's cool. Like them as a company, even though they have some established people that they work with, they still kind of go outside, and it
Mm-hmm.
stokes the fire for fans. But then it also gives other people opportunities. I think that's really cool.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely. And I
yeah,
mean, you can't go wrong with Mr. Lee.
he's got some really good stuff, man. I really like
Yeah,
his
he's
work.
fucking great, Mr. Lee.
Yeah. So, oh, there was something I did want to talk to you about. I saw a guy. I can't remember exactly where he was, but I think you saw that post too. Because I know a lot of people, they complain about a lot about shipping, but I saw this guy's post and I was like, oh God, just when you think you may have it bad, somebody else has it worse. And
Right.
he posted his total. Oh, it was shipping to Poland, and his
Oh,
total
yeah, I'm
for
the one. I sent that to you.
yeah, his shipping to
Terrible, man.
Poland for the figure and to Poland was going to be like $206.
For Atticus Doom. He
Yeah.
had $40 in import fees and $60 shipping.
Oh, I feel yeah.
You know what I mean? And then it's currency conversion as well. That's 206 Americans. So
Hmm.
Poland, I'm not familiar with the currency they have. They probably have euros. I'm not 100% sure about that.
Yeah.
But it still comes out to a pretty penny.
Yeah. One thing that I kept thinking to myself, I was like, I know that a lot of people have been like voicing concern about it, but they've been shipping over from China, like
Yeah,
direct shipping.
I saw a couple of those
Yeah.
things.
And so I kept thinking to myself, I was like, maybe this will probably ease like the delivery pains for international collectors. The
Yeah.
guy with the bloody hands on Nemo, I saw that too. The guy, his
Opened up
box
his
was like,
figure, yeah, destroyed. Poor
yeah,
guy.
it was beat to shit, bro. I was like, God, I feel bad for that guy.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and I mean, I can understand the complaints there. I mean, like if they're gonna charge a fuck ton for shipping, make sure that it's packaged well. It's just, put it in a just one of them envelopes.
Yeah, one of the good things about all of this is because everybody's on social media and they have these experiences. You tell them, he's like, hey, if you have that, take pictures and then send it to the company, because I'm sure that they're not just sitting there overseeing every time they put something in a box. They need to know about it. That way they can get onto these distribution companies and say,
Yeah,
hey, you need to kind of fix this shit. So like people aren't getting busted material. It's costing them money too because they got to replace it.
which is terrible. Yeah, exactly, that
Yeah.
sucks. Because the
Yeah.
cost not it's like it's not even just the tin; it's shipping it out too, right?
Hmm.
So
You got to do that. And then who knows? Like, I'm pretty sure that they're not just giving away figures because they're probably using them for parts. So
yeah,
they might use like the extra inventory that they have and say, okay, this person's tin was dented. They're going to send us back, or they're just going to keep it anyway because it's dented, but we'll send out this tin to them. So now
hmm
you're down, a unit pretty much.
yeah,
And
yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
it's like you said, it costs some money for them too. So,
Yeah, that's
oh
a
man,
shame. It's really painful to watch that when I see that show up in the group, and you're like, oh fuck, that looks terrible.
yeah, I was,
I'm lucky. I've been lucky so far. I haven't had any of those things, and it's also like they have a clause sometimes when you read farther down where it says like any potential damage is they're not liable for it.
right,
But they've always like from what I understand anyway, they've always been good on their on the customer service side of things. And if ever there's something that was damaged, they understand that it's a reputation that comes with the product too. If your fucking tin is busted to shit, yes, you're gonna get a replacement. I'm pretty sure anyway.
yeah. I think they made a statement about the tins. You got to send pictures and everything, and they'll evaluate it. But the shoe boxes, they don't. That's a no go. They don't do those. At least I saw what I saw from the release.
They usually pack them in boxes though. That's the thing. This is completely different in my opinion. Like Nemo seems to be an isolated case.
Yeah,
They tried something, and I don't know if it's going to continue that way. I don't know
yeah,
if Doom is going to be shipping directly from China. I doubt it, but we'll see.
yeah.
Yeah,
So I guess a couple of things happened this weekend. Um,
just a few.
you know.
So
So
about
yeah.
those NECA figures.
Yeah. I had that was a discussion somebody had with me about it too. They were like, "Oh yeah, it's not better than NECA." Some of these. I mean, we'll get into it a little bit later, but like, the Turtles, they were like, "Oh, these aren't better than NECA." I'm like, dude, I don't collect NECA, so it doesn't bother me.
What
I'm not.
the person sent you a message? These aren't better than NECA.
Mhm.
Why? What
I
the
got a
fuck is the point of that conversation?
I don't
Who
know.
cares?
I got a bunch of like messages from different stuff, and I didn't know if it was like a poke from people.
Right.
It's like one of the ones was, oh great, they're showing us stuff that we're gonna see 2 years from now, and I go, that's always how it's been.
So it's really
I
funny
don't
to
know what you've
me.
been doing for like the last like 6 years. I can't. I was going through the folders that I have from the one that I went to, and I was taking pictures of.
Hmm.
And all of those figures, they all averaged between a year and 2 years afterwards when they showed them, unless it
Right.
was an IP or a direct. So I was sitting there thinking, I go, this isn't anything new. Like you're not creating some kind of new talking point. It's always been. Some of them have been a little bit older. Like I remember when I first saw Ghost Rider. I think that was almost like a year ago, but then that's not counting from when they put it on for pre-order. But I said, you're not breaking ground with this. You're not. It's like 2 years. I was like, yeah, that's average.
Yeah.
Well, I
But
don't
the
know what to
whole
do.
turtle argument, it's one of those things where I love the movie Turtles from NECA. I really, really love the movie Turtles from NECA.
Yeah.
The articulation sucks.
Hmm.
They're very difficult to pose. You can't get them in anything like that. Now, I'm not saying that Mezco is going to do a better job. I have to wait and see till I get them in hand
Yeah.
to evaluate that. But they look like a different style, and that's what I was hoping for. When we're going back, they seem to be an interpretation of the 1986 comic book, which is fun because NECA used to do those ones, and they're just unaffordable now, like the black and white versions that they put out
Yeah.
and things.
Yeah.
Someone was mentioning in the group, and we should talk about the turtles later.
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
but
That's what I want
but
to do. But this
yeah,
is nice foreplay. Let's keep going
but
with
it's just one of those things where like they're immediately comparing something that they've had in their hands for 2 years to a picture, which makes
it.
no
Yeah.
fucking sense to me.
Yeah. Yeah. The conversation and the way it went it was like they're not going to beat this company, and I go they're not in competition with them. It's completely different. Like
Completely
most of the
different.
things.
Yeah.
And then this person also wanted to use the same thing about the year and 2 year thing, and he goes, "Oh, well, it doesn't matter. You're gonna be waiting 2 years." And I was like, "Yeah, well, I'm patient. I don't mind. I don't have those other offerings that the other company had." And they say, "Oh, well, I just think it's messed up that they're gonna be putting this up for pre-order. You got to wait for 2 years, and I know it's going to be expensive." And I go, "Okay, well, if you're complaining about the time that it takes, it's 2 years. Why don't you save the money for 2 years?"
Yeah, put $5 aside a
Yeah,
month for 2 years or
yeah.
10.
Hmm. I guarantee you could probably have $100 saved before they even put it up on pre-order. It's like, so
Well,
this
let's
2 year
speculate on the
wait thing.
price when we get to that, though, because that was the big reveal. Let's move on.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah,
move
yeah.
on.
So
We're just
so I wanted,
chastising some poor soul
I know,
that
and
decides to judge a book from its cover.
well, I didn't mention them. I didn't mention their names, but I was just like, it's a good talking point because I was just sitting there thinking, gosh, man, this is well, quit trying to suck the joy out of everything. It's like I gotta find something wrong. I know you're happy, but I'm gonna find something wrong and tear that
Absolutely,
shit down.
every time.
Yeah, so I kind of wanted to try to do this, even though we just started the way we did, but I
Yes,
wanted to try to go in order. And the
yes,
reason why is because this is a good lead up to everything. So
yes.
I do want to throw out a little stat for nerds, just to
Hmm.
let you know. Every day, out of the four reveals, there was two 112 releases, 320. So they dominated
Williams.
pretty much half the show with 112 stuff.
There was only one LDD, man.
I know, and that crushed me.
It kind of did for me too, to be honest. Just a little bit, because I know that was their namesake before. They did a
Hmm.
lot before 112, and
Well,
I
that's
was like, oh boy, the Living Dead dolls, they got the short shift.
well, that's why I
Mm-hmm.
bring it up because there are people are like, I know they dominated the first day last year. There was like four or five of them,
Mm-hmm.
but people are like, oh, I want one more than 112, and that's why I put on there. I was like, remember they got other stuff that they're going to be showing,
Absolutely, yeah. They showed 5
but
points every
yeah,
single
and
day.
I know I loved it. And then they said, I was sitting there thinking, I go, oh, these poor Living Dead dolls, they're not even going to get a showing this year. And then they got it at the end.
Yeah.
We're getting it, but so day one, first, the very first reveal that they had was the Batman.
Yep.
Yeah. So I thought that was a really great way to start off.
Oh yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
they're building in the hype. The movie's coming out in 2 weeks.
Hmm.
So yeah. I mean, and it's Batman. Why the fuck would they not do that?
Yeah, I think I think maybe because of they didn't know how it was going to go. Kind of,
Doesn't matter.
I know, but it's kind of a hardest because you're planning before it and you don't know, and then now there's this
Yeah.
positive hype. Everybody had negative hype in the beginning, and now there's this positive hype about it.
I'm going the other way right now. Actually,
Are
I'm
you
not.
going
I'm not
positive or
particularly. I'm a little bit negative on it. I saw a few clips
what?
like here. I'm not feeling it right now. It's just me. Don't shit on me or anything. I'm just kind of like, I have to see it in
Hmm.
order to get hyped for it. Right now, I think that the whole advertising campaign. I just saw a clip. I don't remember. It was on Jimmy Kimmel or something like that, where he's talking with Gordon, and it came off as really goofy. And I was like, well, okay, that didn't play the way I thought it would. But anyway, so
Yeah.
I'll wait and see for the movie. I've always liked the costume that they designed. I think it was really, really cool. Don't get me wrong.
Hmm.
But I don't know, man. Ever since Matt Reeves started talking about it and his take on it and shit like that, I was like, man, you should shut the fuck up because you're turning me off.
Yeah, I like his stuff. I like the way I like his storytelling. I like the way he
Oh
shoots.
yeah,
And so
Matt Reeves is
that's
fucking great. I'm just a
yeah.
little apprehensive, and once I sit down and I take
Hmm.
in the movie, then maybe my opinion will change. But right now, I'm slightly on the fence.
Yeah. They've done some advanced screenings. I've heard some positive stuff about it. So I was like, I don't want to get wrapped up in it, because everybody has different tastes. But
Mm-hmm.
I saw a preview for it. It's on March 4th, and I was like, do I want to go to the theater to watch that or just wait for it to come on HBO? So I was like, I don't know. But I did think, like you said, it was well timed because it's going to coincide with the movie that's coming out. Um, One thing that I did wonder about was, yeah, it's been announced with the movie, but
Right.
how long is it going to be until we see it? So that was something,
I
because
mean, they have to put in with the hype, man.
hmm
I feel anyway. So I mean, this is gonna sound like a real. I'm gonna sound like a shithead, but if the movie sucks, at least they get to keep all the NRDs.
yeah,
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. If ever people
yeah,
cancel, they get to keep all the NRDs, and that would be a one way to run a business. But that's just
yeah,
my. If I were in charge, I'd be like, all right, listen, we'll put it out. People are gonna want this Batman. That's for sure. We're in the middle of a hype for it, and if ever they cancel, we get to keep the NRDs.
yeah. I think that I still need to look into some of that because there's a clause in there about that. I still need to like look it up, but I thought it might be good if they did it around the time maybe
Mm.
announce a pre-order, but I don't know how far they're in the development phase of it. But like you said, just to kind of piggyback on the hype and everything. I did think to myself, I was like, oh crap, what about the guys that bought the customs? That's why I don't buy customs. I'm always afraid that they're gonna like somebody's gonna like, a company's just gonna make the figure that you want. I had a guy, this is okay because I enjoyed it for about 3 years. He made a custom Snake Eyes for me.
Yeah,
And now Snake Eyes, okay, I'm not trying to get ahead, but
we're
now,
talking 2 years now, right? Now.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And I've had it in there. He made it off the Deadpool body. It looked really great. But I had it for like 2 years, messed around with it a couple of times and stuff like that. But I kept thinking to myself, I go, this is why I don't try to buy too many custom figures. So Batman and Robin will, oh yeah, I told myself I would do this more, get in the comments more.
Mm.
Let's see, those DC guys are talking too much. All reveals expect Batman to be next pre-order. Let me see here. Click there. The Batman is an easy pre-order for me. Batman and Robin. Oh, sorry. Batman and Robin will be the first pre-order when Robin comes out.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's gonna be fun to talk about.
yeah, yeah, it will be. But that's some of the stuff that we had.
But it was an unsurprising reveal to me that they
Mhm.
did go with it first is the surprise.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I think it was good because it kind of set the tone. It was
Yeah.
like, bam, this is what we're getting. It's kind of unexpected, and as we go through the days, it kind of just let up nicely because of the
Hmm.
releases. Um, I skipped the contest and the reveals that I don't think we're too interested in, but
I
we'll reveal.
participated in 2 contests, so
Hmm.
yeah.
I think I did all of them except for the one where you got to guess the weapons for each one. I
Yeah, I
couldn't
didn't
get.
do that one either.
Yeah. So skip past a couple of, and then we had next one was GI Joe Snake Eyes.
Yeah,
What do you think?
it was inevitable.
Yeah, it was
I'm
inevitable.
surprised that I'm surprised they waited this long. Looks good. Looks like
Mhm.
Snake Eyes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I mean, I think that yeah, I think they were like, oh well, look, people have built so many customs of these two.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
we should put out
And
an
it's
official
working.
version.
It's
Yeah,
working. It's working.
they base themselves on the sales like on eBay and shit. They're
Yeah.
like, yeah, we could probably do a good job.
Yeah. 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 I thought it was. When I saw it, I honestly thought that they were going to go with another Joe first. But when I saw it, I thought it was a good choice. I know we talked about it before and said I don't think they should do Snake Eyes till later, but I think now because they've announced so many other ones, this is good because not only because of later on, but then
Right.
also because I think it nabs people who are kind of on the fence about it. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
like if
yeah.
you're like Destro, not this, you know, because you have people have different tastes, and so somebody would be like, "Oh, Destro, I'm not really into that," or "I'm not into maybe Firefly." I don't know why that figure looks really good, and you know, and then
It looks
people,
great. I know.
yeah, I really
Yeah.
want to see more of that. But then you got Roadblock, and it's like, and it's almost like maybe those characters aren't really resonating. And I think they dropped it right at the best time because it's like now you have Snake Eyes. From the promo pictures, it looked pretty good.
Hmm.
And then now you're getting people going, oh, you know what, man, that looks really good. Maybe I'll just grab that. And then, you know, that's how they do it. They just kind of like grab one and you're kind of hooked. You're like, oh, well, these don't scale well with this. Let me try to grab the other one. So,
Yeah, the fun thing about the GI Joes is that I've never been a fan of GI Joe. I will probably pick up these figures because I think they're iconic. You know what I mean? They're
mhm.
so cool. Chances are that Snake Eyes is going to come stacked, man. He's going to have a lot of stuff, a lot of the weapons we've seen, some of the
Mhm.
guns and stuff like that. I
Yeah.
saw some people want Timber in there with him, which, if we look at the dogs that they put with Nosferatu, maybe an improved version of that would be cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised down the line that we'd see accessory packs designed specifically for the GI Joes.
Yeah. Like,
You
you know
know.
how they have the commando version?
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's just maybe if you just had a vest or like a head, maybe some armor pieces, you could just, you know, you already have the base body.
Yep.
I'm surprised they didn't really do it with like Diabolic. Diabolic is the perfect base body to do like slap stuff on him, or Daredevil's another one too, the Netflix there, the red
Mm.
suit. But you could do the same thing. You just have these part swaps and accessory packs that you just put a couple on and you completely change the look of a figure.
Right.
Sorry, they don't bite. Sorry. Yeah, we saw it.
You know. So yeah, Snake Eyes was a sure shot. I mean, that guy is going to sell. I don't know. Like someone wrote down in the comments that apparently the GI Joe community aren't fans of what they're seeing so far. But
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah. I don't. I Some guy he messaged me and he said, um, "You're gonna have to wait the wait time, the develop production time. That's always a big thing. People like to fire that gun. You know, like, he said, "Oh well, now you got to wait this long to get your Joes." And I said, "No, it's like from what I understand, they were supposed to do one every quarter, and
Yep.
so that's 4 year. And so you're still building." I said, "What'll probably hurt you is when they come out with troopers." I said, "But you'll be building the team.
Oh
It's a
man,
slow
I think
burn. It's not." I was like, "And I don't think that I really care about stuff like
Cobra
rushing through
Troopers.
it." Yeah, can you imagine that? Yeah, you see how people are with Cobra troopers and
Just imagine like
Vipers and
you have
Alley
black
Vipers.
skulls, and you people have army built the black skulls. Just imagine a GI Joe fan.
No, I don't want to because I'm already thinking about it. I told myself what's a cap number that I would do for troopers for Mezco, and I was like, I probably only do five. That's a lot of money. Yeah, it's a lot of money.
I
It'd
probably
be
have to do one and then just Photoshop 1,000.
it's the fiscally smartest thing to do instead of trying to be like some guy and like doing 5 or 10. Like I would probably do. Just sitting there going, oh God, look at the money. You know, another thing I thought about with Snake Eyes, I was like, I think it's a good choice because it evens out the teams. They're not, you know, because they kind of go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
Right.
And then, you know, of course, later on, the reveal they had later on, I go, they are doing the
Yeah, the
same.
one that yeah, exactly
Yeah,
that you're gonna have to wear gloves to pick up.
yeah, pretty much, yeah. But this is cool. I thought because it's just a nice slow burn. I'm not in a rush. I don't know if you can't tell. I'm not in a rush for all these things because all I see is every time that they showed something, it just went ching, ching, and I'm like, good God, this is a
Yeah,
lot of
but I
money.
mean, I pay everything in advance now, so I mean, I don't really care. I just pay for it and I forget about it, and eventually it just shows up. There's nothing else to pay for me, so the only product that future Jason is waiting for right now, I think, is Batman and Destro. Those are the only two that I haven't paid up front.
Yeah, I just mean in general, like with the amount of stuff,
Oh yeah.
it just kept ringing up, and I'm thinking, the more time that I have for it, and they have a guy told me he said, he said Gotham by Gas. He was like Gotham by Gaslight's supposed to come out tomorrow, right? And I go, no. I said it's slotted for the month, and he goes, yeah. He goes, well, he goes, I don't understand. And this is the same guy that talked to me about Batman. He goes, oh, they're doing the Rob Pat Batman. He goes, another Batman. I go, but you're asking about Gotham by Gaslight. So where are you standing with this? And he's like, yeah, but it doesn't bother you that this Gotham by Gaslight, and the conversation is going really weird. He's like, it doesn't bother you that Gotham by Gaslight's like, no, even if they push it back, it's
Oh,
not a
is
big
this the
deal.
conversation where the person was going to convince you that this is
Yeah,
terrible? Oh, fuck.
it's one of many, and so it's like I don't know if there's like this conversion thing. It's like you're not going to change my mind about it because I think a little bit logically about it. And he's like, oh, it doesn't bother you? I said, no. I said, here's the thing. I said,
What
I have
bothers me is
20.
this conversation.
Yeah, it was a little bit. It was a spirited conversation. It was good because you get to jump over the line and hear somebody's thought process. But he's like, it doesn't bother you? I said, no. I was like, I have 20 other Batman in there. I'm not hard up to get another Batman with a glider. Like it'll be nice when it comes out, but it's
Right.
cool. Don't worry. Yeah, debate me, bro.
Debate
All
me,
right, let's
bro.
go. Let's go. Wait. Yeah.
Exactly. Jesus.
Yeah. So I guess notable mentions for the first day. The MDS Roto Plush Creep Show. I bring this
Oh
up.
yeah.
Yeah, I bring this up because I thought it was cool that they showed that. And then I was thinking, is this like a tester to see if they would do something for 112? It's been a while since I watched the movie, so I don't know what character selection you have out of it. But I was like, that kind of adds to the horror line, but I don't know. I was like, I'll ask Jason what he thought about it because we didn't talk about this that much.
No,
Like,
I mean, well, it's because it's not my wheelhouse. I'd love to meet the people that collect those things just to chat, to see what they get out of it and things like that. Because it's a completely different audience for me.
yeah,
I mean, it's a completely different set of fans and all that stuff. And I'd love to know who buys those things because I see them. Like even when I go to the shopping center, which is never, but the collectors stores that I actually kind of go to on occasion, they have those. They have the LDD. They have the Roto Plush.
mhm.
I see Mezco in my hometown, and I'm like, it's interesting. They're here, and I never bothered to ask. I was like, do you guys sell these things? Because I'm pretty sure that they do. I just don't know who buys them. So
Yeah,
it's definitely interesting. And they're clearly selling because why the hell would they announce anything if they didn't?
yeah. I joined a Living Dead doll group. Just to
No,
see.
it's all good, man. I know what you're
Yeah,
doing.
it's just to kind of see what they were doing, what figures that caught the attention and what they liked, and also to have a little bit better perspective about it. And they are just hardcore, just like Mexican collectors.
That's
It's
awesome.
yeah, it is, and I just
It's
sat there
fucking
and
creepy,
watched.
but it's cool.
Yeah, and then but they do the same thing. They have these
Right.
little haul pictures. I've seen people that they show their whole display, and I'm like, this is like out of one of those doll movies where the doll comes and attacks you or something. I was like, wow. So I mean, it's there. Oh, one more thing I forgot with day one because it was a what was it? It was a notable mention that we had. Uh, excuse me, short
So
pause.
the two on the first day were Batman and Snake Eyes.
The 112. So
Right.
and then we had, like you said, you had the 5 points. So you had the
Right.
5 points, red pyramid. I didn't see that coming. I thought it was
Static
just kind of cool.
Six.
Oh yeah. Sorry. The Static Six. Wrong was it the Red Pyramid? So I saw that and I go, wow, I didn't even see that coming. That and the 5 points, but the Static Six, I didn't. I was like,
No.
wow, they're doing another
So
one.
that's the third one though, right? They have Conan the Predator that they announced as well, and now the Red Pyramid.
Yeah, and
Right.
so I was sitting there thinking, I go, wow, that's going to take up a lot of shelf space for somebody who's collecting those. I was like, wow.
Anybody who's into the horror, yeah, because to me
Yeah.
that I almost got the 112 because I think I liked the buck that it was on. There was something that I could do with it, and then eventually I was like, I'm never going to use this. Don't get this. So I just passed.
Yeah. I'm still hoping, fingers crossed, that I get bailed out and I win that Conan, the Sumerian challenge that they or whatever, where they're
Yeah,
giving
I
Conan
filled
and
all
they're
that
giving the
in
statue.
too.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that'd be cool. All right, so yep, I thought day one was cool, set the tone, and
Yeah, it was a fun day, man.
yeah. So moving on to day two, the first reveal, was it? Let's see here. Biggest one we had was Robin.
Yep.
Yeah.
And people still fucking complained.
Always, man.
I mean, when I went, that's the Robin I expected to see first.
Mm-hmm.
Damian Wayne.
Yeah.
And, because he's in popular culture everywhere. Teen Titans, he's in a version of the Justice League and all that stuff. So I was like, yeah, that makes perfect sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also, again, we're talking about people that were making customs. That's the fucking custom they were making.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're like, okay. So I thought that was cool. We'll eventually, what this means is that they're going to get us to Damian Wayne, and then it opens the doors for a Dick Grayson Robin. It opens the doors for Nightwing. It opens the doors for potentially Tim Drake down the line. Now, pretty positive we're not going to have like a Underoos Robin. He's probably going to be in some green tights or some shit.
You don't think? Like if they did a
bare-legged Robin? Nah. Burt Ward? If they do the Burt Ward version?
Yeah. Like if they
they won't have much of a choice.
With Adam West, you don't think they would do it?
I guess. Yeah, sure. Why not?
Yeah.
If they do, I hope they put those Popeye's legs on him. Just to have those really thick calves to completely fuck up the toy.
Yeah. I did want to spend some time on this because I thought I had a nice chuckle with this. I'm going to be honest with you.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I'll peel back a little bit of the curtain on this one.
It looked good though. I think that I'm not a Robin fan, and I might pick him up because I thought he looked great.
Oh no, we'll still talk about it. I just thought this was funny. So. And I don't like rehashing stuff, but I thought it was funny because all of this stuff was stuff that we covered on the Hangout, like when I did with this.
Yep.
And so when this was announced, I just laughed. I laughed hard because you had so many people afterwards, after that happened, like misquote everything and say, "Oh, he's not going to do this figure. He hates it," and that was the whole leading joke. That's why that was the first topic, was because of the fact that there was this thing about him. And I was like, when we were talking about it, I was like, hey, I said, I don't know what your stance is on it, but I think it would be cool if you kind of get it out there. That way people maybe can settle some of the fire, people saying that this is not going to come out or how you feel about it, because there's just this weird rumor that says you hate it. So we talked about it. It was like, So he explained everything and stuff like that. And then while I was sitting here like thinking about it, I go, he pretty much talked about it, and then he talked about the other stuff too. And so all of this stuff is kind of funny because I think I've heard before that the hangout wasn't good, and it wasn't having information, and it was just a waste of time. But the thing is, it's like a year later now, I think it's funny because you pretty much talked about most of the stuff that's out this year. We talked about Robin, we talked about Justice League, we went over that, we talked about the Rumble Society, talked about the Turtles. So I was just sitting here, and so I think that was the biggest thing for me. Like when they announced that today, because I was sitting there going, "Oh, this is so great," because we had talked about all of this.
Shit takes time.
It does, and that's another thing that I thought of.
And that's the funny thing is that it took a year, and that's a year. which means that prior to you sitting down with Mez, there was already talks. There was already a process involved, and he decided to kind of unveil some things here and there. But they weren't just too advanced. But the projects were all on the table, which is fucking cool.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean that was the part too, because just like anything, one of the things that it's when you're talking to them, they're really cool about information, but some of the stuff they want to keep it under wraps, is because they want it to be a surprise for fans, and then they're working on stuff that is still in the works of getting developed.
And then,
so they really,
but not just that too. I mean, they can't go out and reveal everything either. It's because what if it falls by the wayside? What if it doesn't pan out?
Yeah, exactly. And so there's been times when I've talked to them and they say, "Hey, don't say anything about this," and it's like, "Yeah, cool, no, totally understand." And but they're really good about giving information, but they're also say, "Hey, please don't say anything about that." And so when they do that, and then later on you see it, it's just funny. To
Right.
me, it is, because it's you'll see all this, you're hopping back and forth between lines, and it's just like, oh man, you guys just gotta relax, just give it some time. Because one thing that I noticed is that everybody's talking about like Robin and how this should have came out earlier and everything, and I kept thinking to myself, it's like, well, if you look back at the last like maybe year and a half, 2 years, when everybody wanted this figure, what, 3 or 4 years ago, I was like, what body would you have put it on?
I don't even know what body it's on now.
Well, when I was looking at it, it looked like it was probably like a mixture. It has armor pieces. You don't get a lot, but I was sitting there thinking, either because this is a highly sought after or a requested character, I could see them putting in money to possibly create one of those specific bucks.
Okay.
For that character. But I was
Right.
sitting there thinking, even before that, what were the bucks that you had? You just had Vapor and you had Doc Knock, because that's what everybody
Yeah.
speculated.
Spider-Man's a Doc Knock, right? Same thing.
Yeah, a little bit modified, but because you have the base and then you just switch out some of the parts, like according. But even if you have Doc Knock, you had Spider-Man and stuff like that, people have been asking this for years.
Right.
And I was sitting there thinking, what would you put that body on? You would have had a Gomez, and that would have been too tall.
Too tall. Yep.
Yeah. And so these things, they just take time, and I don't think people understand that. So when this was all announced, I was like, maybe people will kind of see it. But then, like you said, it just kind of rolls off into other stuff. It's like there's character selection. It's like, oh, that's not the one I wanted. And I'm like, relax. All that stuff will come.
What happens that if they stop making Batman and then it's just 4 years of Robin? People are going to be complaining that too many Robin and not enough Batman. So
yeah, I mentioned something today about something, like I said, somebody said it's not my Robin. I get that. I get it. There are certain characters that you probably want to see. I said, but I was like, man, be honest. I was like, they could have included all the Robins in some set, and somebody would have said, oh, they didn't give us Burt Ward. This sucks. It's like, and then I said something like, you guys gotta relax. Just
they didn't give me
enjoy
Chris
some of the stuff.
O'Donnell. They didn't give me Chris O'Donnell.
That's another one. I was like, just relax. Just like, they announced stuff today. Just be happy about what they announced, and then look at what's coming out in the future. And be expecting of that. Like like you said, it just opens the door to other things. You're going to be able to get your Grayson. You'll be able to maybe get a blown up, just a tot or something. What I was like, there's a bunch of stuff that you could get. You could get Nightwing. This opens up the door for stuff. That's
To
the
me, it's
possibility.
clear that those things are coming now.
Yeah.
This is a white flag they're waving. It's like, we heard you. Shut the fuck up. We're gonna do these.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the thing that I thought of when I first saw this figure. I just thought it was cool, and it looks like it'll scale pretty well. And I am wondering when it's gonna come out, though. Let's see what else.
I'm pretty sure that we're gonna see that soon.
The Robin?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
PO is gonna go up soon. It's gonna be in the next 4 months.
Mm-hmm.
I can guarantee that. Oh yeah, fuck yeah. There's no way. people are going to be salivating, man. They teased it once by showing us they were making Robin. Now they have pictures, which means that it's somewhat in development, and therefore pre-order has to go up. Oh yeah, 100%.
I'd love to see it. I'd love to put them both. I'm trying to think of which one you'd want to put them with. Which Batman you'd use. I mean, you have a lot, so.
Sovereign Knight.
Yeah.
Sovereign Knight's the best pick with for
Supreme
that Robin.
Supreme probably be too old, right?
I mean, to me, the Supreme Knight, even like he works. He will work because I don't find him that he looks too old. You know.
Yeah.
But I feel like with Sovereign Knight, it would just make the most sense.
Yeah. Another thing that was revealed that day, I did want to talk about this because I liked it. We had the Scooby-Doo 5 points. I thought that was cool.
The only females we've seen throughout this entire fucking weekend.
Oh, very nice.
Another sausage festival weekend.
Did you think it was going to be a Tangerine? Did you think?
No. I don't think the Tangerine will be the first one on the new female body. They'll probably Sue Storm. Once they've got that down, then eventually we'll probably see a rollout on other women. But that was when I saw the 5 points, I was like, there they are. There are the ladies.
You know what I did think too? I was very surprised that they didn't show a Rumble Society character. I mean, besides the pre-order. I thought that maybe we'd get one of these, kind of teases for like maybe Tangerine or another Rumble Society or like somebody from the Hazard Squad. I was really surprised they didn't show because, prior they did. So, but it was cool. I was happy. I mean, like I said, yeah, see, I knew
we got to be careful though because people are talking about 112 Scooby-Doo line.
Well, we switched gears. We never went. But yeah, the Scooby-Doo that was shown was the 5 points one.
No, it's a 5 points, but they want a 112. And careful what you wish for, because a 112 Scooby-Doo can only be sold as a 5-pack.
Yeah. With
a hefty price. So let's be careful with that. How much was the Fantastic Four? 400?
4 something.
And they don't have a dog.
Yeah, I think
they do have a fuck ton of accessories, but
you get that little robot.
They did have the robots. Fair point. So we're looking at a $400 set at least if we're getting 112 Scooby-Doos.
We're gonna get a flocked Scooby-Doo. That would be cool.
That would be really cool, though.
Book it, date and time. What? Book it, date and time. 7/52, 2/20.
Yeah, flocked Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
With multiple heads.
Yeah, because you'd have to have like open mouth or something like that, or a tongue one. See, more suggestions.
That's what she said.
Yeah. So 5 points. I thought that was really cool. I liked the way it looked and everything. So that's one set that I was looking forward to.
Yeah, they look great.
Yeah. Moving on.
Yes, the price is high. $420 I can't afford.
That is, yeah. I'm wondering. I know we'll get there. But I'm wondering how much the other set's going to cost. So, and then of course, the last reveal, Spider-Man.
Yep.
So
you mean Green Goblin? Oh no, right, Spider-Man.
Yeah. When that thing popped up, I saw Spider-Man. I go, oh, that's really cool. And then, I even took pictures of it. I was like, is nobody talking about this? And I showed like a picture of Green Goblin.
Absolutely.
I was like, look at these pumpkin bombs and everything else too. But I was really interested in what you thought about this.
This is great. I think that a lot of people have been clamoring, Carl, for the classic-looking Spider-Man. I think that this is a good-looking Spider-Man. To me, this does it more for me than Spider-Man 2099. But that's it. I'll have to see what he looks like, eventually with the accessories that he comes with and stuff like that. Because if it's just the accessories that they've already come with, because I have the Far From Home Spider-Man, and I really like that suit.
Right.
I'm not sure I need a classic-looking Spider-Man. However, one thing that I did notice is their tendency towards comic-like characters. We saw Dick Tracy come out. We saw Batman Two-Face teased as well. And now we've got a Spider-Man, potentially Green Goblin as well. And this looks like they're delving into the 50s, 60s, type of cartoony characters. So
And Ditko.
yeah, and so I'm interested in seeing how far they push this. What are we going to be getting? Because to me, then that starts hinting at like the shadow and things like that.
Oh,
So
yeah.
down the line, if we're going to be going down the 50s, 60s route, this is interesting. This is interesting to me because we're getting more, like, it's a vibe that I enjoy and I think that I get a kick out of taking pictures of.
Yeah, you know how I know that they catch flack for the soft sculpts, the facial sculpts, like, except for the IP stuff. Like I think honestly, the head sculpts lately for the past year have more detail, more paint apps. But some of the older stuff, like they have with like Captain America and other figures, they would really get hammered with the soft sculpt. So I didn't know if maybe this shift to the comic book kind of era fits them a little bit better because they don't have to
Possibly.
put up, yeah, they don't have to put all that detail into it. So
But I'm just surprised though that because when I started comparing things, like if you look at Nemo's head sculpt, for example, and you compare it to the Two-Face from a while back, and you're like, there clearly is a huge difference between the sculpt. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So I'm just wondering what happened. Was it deliberate or is it just I don't know? Was it a different person? I don't know. But
yeah,
yeah. So Two-Face, I like Two-Face, but when I look at it, when I compare it to Nemo, I'm like, oh, there's a clear difference here. Very clear difference. So,
yeah. I wonder if sometimes if there's different sculptors for each project,
mm,
or if different factories, because I don't know anything about that process, or
no, neither do I.
yeah, if different factories pick up a project, and just like anything, some do better than others with
Mm.
certain things, like, so I don't know. But yeah, I thought that was a really cool reveal. I know they advertised it just as Spider-Man. They didn't say that it was going to be a two-pack, but everybody kept running around
It's
with the
not a
rumor with that.
two-pack. It's Spider-Man. That's what they're announcing, and they're teasing Green Goblin as well.
Yeah,
That's all they're doing. They're teasing.
yeah.
And
I
it's
was
like
wondering.
here, they're dangling one thing, and they're saying, "Say right here, see
Yeah,
that?"
I kept thinking, I was like, is it a character that you would probably buy if it was a single? Because you know how, like, if you're not too
Goblin,
sure. Well, yeah, that's the
of
way my
course.
mind was working. Yeah,
Oh
that's where my
yeah.
mind was working because they
And
didn't
Norman
announce it.
Osborn with those fucking lines on his head?
Yeah, when
Bring
I
it
start
on.
thinking about it, yes, but then when you first initially see it, you're going, would this be a two pack? What would be the justification for it? At least that's what my mind was. Uh,
Zorro. Good call, William. Good call.
yeah. I saw a stop motion some guy did of Zorro and some skeletons, and I was
Zorro.
like,
That would be so cool.
yeah. And I thought to myself, like, oh, that's cool. All right, so moving on, day three. Day
Yep.
three, right out the box, Storm Shadow. This was unexpected for me. I
Yeah.
didn't I didn't see that one coming. I thought that would be a little bit later on down the line.
Cobra Commander would have been something. But I mean, now that they showed Snake Eyes, why not?
Yeah, I just thought that might be a little bit more involved because you got different stuff. I do wonder because every all the customizer had to put out the hooded Cobra Commander. I wonder if they would take that up. You know, like I don't know if there's some kind of like backdoor ban that you can't have the hooded character because it's a hooded character. So, you haven't heard
Eh,
that? You haven't heard that rumor?
no.
Yeah. I got to send you some stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody's talking
I'm
about because
interested.
it's a hooded character and the connotation with it, but whatever.
Yeah, but you can
So
have the mirror face. It doesn't matter.
yeah, I'm talking about like multiple looks and stuff like that.
Right, right, right.
But they've also come farther. I remember they were going to do that Bakugo with the Punisher, and Pierre was saying that they just couldn't get it to work right, and because they were worried about the piece that you put over Punisher's hair, like it would just tear up and as a regular, like just a hood, where people would
Mm-hmm.
lose it, and then they try to sculpt, and it just wouldn't work because when you turn them, if you have
Yeah.
that sitting over, so they had a lot of problems. But I know that they probably come a little bit farther, so I'd be interested to see if they do that. But I thought this was cool too because they did it in the same time that they did with Snake Eyes. I was like, oh, this is great.
Yep.
It's like a tag team, both. It's the go whole villain hero kind of
Mm-hmm.
thing. Like you said, I don't think I'll be doing the flaming hot challenge with that one. You know, Flamin' Hot Cheeto Chat.
Dude, that's gonna be nuts. I'm gonna buy one just to throw dirt at it and piss everyone off.
Oh God. You do
It's
like the
like,
picture, you just
yeah, you just
what
gotta,
is it?
hey, just check out my storm shadow. You drop them in dirt, and you're like, oh no.
Yeah. Oh gosh, you're gonna have to have gloves. It's been a while since we had one like that though.
Yep. But
Uh,
I mean, from the side view anyway, he looked great. From what I
yeah,
saw, it looked really good. And I liked the way that his balaclava was designed and all that stuff. I don't know if
yeah,
you call it like that in whatever the ninja world, but he's gonna be touchy to deal with because the minute you have dirty hands, it's gonna show.
yeah. I'll be wearing gloves with that one.
Yeah.
I was thinking like, is it really gonna be too different than the gold skull stuff? Maybe the material might be a little bit different, maybe a little bit thicker. He's gonna come with some accessories, like you said too, like the
Oh,
bow. Hopefully they give him the bow, arrow, and all that stuff.
I would assume that it would come with the shirt, something akin to what KG Beast is wearing, and then the shoulder pads would be something different as well.
Yeah,
So I don't think that he'll be wearing anything that looks like the gold skulls. My opinion, anyway.
yeah. It was cool too.
Hmm.
The second reveal, and I thought this was pretty cool, was the 5 points crow.
That's a surprise.
It was, but when I first saw it,
It looked good,
the
didn't it?
detail, I was like, "Holy crap!"
This is not the
Yeah,
Gomez that we saw, the first initial Hazard Squad Commander Gomez. This is a highly
no,
detailed 5 points figure.
yeah, it had a lot of sculpting detail. The paintwork looked really good. I know these are all promo shots, but it looked really good. And then I
Hmm.
was sitting there looking at it, and it looks like they're still using that arm swap techno or arm
Yep.
swap where you can change out because he had his arms kind of like sticking out like that.
Hmm.
And then so with that Batman set, the 1966 one, with all the stuff, the cave and the Batmobile, it's still like traditional 5 points, but I started picking up other figures from another line, and they've actually gotten so much better with those that they have like double jointed elbows and knees, like on the Mr. Freeze
Okay.
uh, and the other one. And so I kept thinking to myself, I go, well, if this line takes off, maybe that's where they're going to go with this, where you'll have a more articulated 5 points figure. I know it
So
kind of
they'll have the
breaks.
arms that makes it the 5 points, but then you'll have accessory arms, for example, that have articulation.
Yeah. And it
Okay.
was,
Yeah.
I mean, that set is really cool. There's some things like with it, like Catwoman is one. You know how you have your traditional rotate arms and your legs go like this?
Mhm.
Catwoman, because the way she's designed, she only has legs that can rotate out.
Right.
These aren't like anything else. These are like rotates. And so I thought it was cool because they've come so far anyway now. They didn't have the
Right.
swappable arms. They didn't have any of that stuff. And so I kept thinking, where would they go with this line and what improvements can they made? And I was sitting there thinking, man, if they did that on a smaller scale, engineering wise, we had, double jointed elbows or knees. I was like, wow, that would be really good. Those
It'd be
figures are
fun.
really cool.
They are. I really
Yeah.
appreciate them too. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, they're in direct. Like if you look at it, they're somewhat in direct competition with the Super Sevens reaction.
Yeah.
I think reaction though, like with the artwork that they have on the boxes and things like that, that's clearly their thing. They're really going for the retro feel. Whereas I think Mezco is trying to really put their stamp on semi-retro, semi-modern with their I don't know, their way of seeing things, I guess, if you want to look at it, their philosophy.
Yeah. Like their own spin that they do on certain
Yeah,
stuff. Yeah.
spin. That's what I was looking for.
Yes. Yeah. Um, this was something cool because it was the only Living Dead doll they announced. So
Yeah,
poor guys, I felt bad for them, like I said. So they only got one reveal, and it was the Living Dead doll Creepshow 1982 Father's Day figure.
right.
I don't remember every single mini story that was in that one, and I don't remember this, but this thing looked like fucking creepy. Did you see that
Yes,
thing?
I was looking at it and I was like, I don't think I'd ever want to buy something like that for some reason.
It
This
was
coming from a guy that torched a guy in his one of his latest pictures.
yeah, I saw it and I go, holy crap, this thing is like really, I mean, the detail, not in a bad way. I was just thinking, wow, thing was popping out and it's all the detail and it looked juicy still.
Yeah,
Jeez. But I was like, it looked interesting, and then I kept thinking to myself, you know, how mind starts wandering because they plugged Creepshow twice, and so I'm sitting there thinking, are they going to maybe explore this in the 112 line? And then if they do, what would they do? And would this really resonate with people? I was like, you know, kept thinking about that. So, because they did lean pretty heavy on the
Yeah.
Creepshow stuff.
Yep,
So,
yep. But I don't know. I'm not too familiar. I'm aware of the show, but I don't know any of the real characters on it.
yeah, I had a couple of comics back in the day, and then I remember I used to grab it from my dad's video cabinet. He used to dub tapes and stuff like that, and he had all of them, all of
Oh,
them over.
really? Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, and he had a key to it, and one day he left it unlocked, and so I grabbed it, stuck it in the VCR, watched it, and I was like scared for like a month. I couldn't sleep.
Oh no.
When you're a kid back then. So
No, I get it.
yeah.
I still have that today.
Oh, it just hit me for time.
Oh, thank you, Ann.
Yeah, Jason said thank you. Oh, okay. Well, that's good because what the last reveal was nothing special, I guess.
No, not at all.
No, you want to take it because this is your win, and you love it. So,
this was out of left field. We had talked about it since the Hazard Squad Commander box came out. That fucking hand with the pizza on the top.
Yeah.
And it was a tease, and it was really funny because of everything that had come out during that. It was a San Diego Comic-Con or something. What the shit happened here?
It's a piece of the wiper.
It came off?
When I lifted them up so that they don't stick to the window of the car.
Fuck. Okay, I'll go check it out after. Sorry, my wipers are coming in then. And so, yeah, so I mean, that was like, I remember in the group when we were talking about it, a lot of people were like, what the fuck does this mean? Did they get Ninja Turtles? And when are we going to see it and all that stuff? And when they showed up today, it was just one of those moments where you're like, well, I mean, I have to have this now. You know, for me, like the Ninja Turtles have always been, you know, part of my youth. And, you know, even now I have a bunch of Ninja Turtles and stuff like that. And I feel like this is such a surprise because it doesn't feel like it would be something that they would necessarily do because they have to create brand new bodies for this. There's not much because like a lot of people associate Mezco with a soft goods company on 112 size scale figures, and there's not many soft goods that go on the Ninja Turtles, you know, unless they decide to make those detective suits that come with them from the cartoon, which doesn't seem to be the way that they're headed.
We get soft goods pattern.
Yeah,
just do a little soft goods pack with some trench coats.
Yeah, but they look fucking cool, man. It felt like they were doing half comic book, half cartoon, and I felt that the mix was just great. It's just nostalgic enough, and it's just them enough to be, you know, at once Mezco, but at once familiar for someone like me who has a nostalgic, you know, hard on for the Ninja Turtles.
Right.
You know, so I'm just fucking, I'm surprised, but at the same time, I'm very, very happy that this was a way to close out the Toy Fair for this year because I was like, Jesus Christ, now, come on, bring them on, man. And how many, you know, versions are we going to get? Are we going to get a black and white version as well, like the comic book or something like that, MDX? How much is this 4-pack going to be? Is it going to be $400? Do I have to start saving for it now? It's just one of those things where I'm like, So this was really cool. This was really, really cool.
Yeah, I thought it was a great way to end it because I was telling somebody something. Oh, I put it in the group. I said, didn't you think it's weird that they switched the
time?
the review? Yeah, the time because they shoehorned in a contest,
right?
And then they did it the fourth reveal. And I was sitting there thinking, I was like, I was like, does this have anything to do with it? Is it 4? Mm-hmm. And then I started thinking, maybe it's the Turtles because it's 4, you know.
Oh,
and
I didn't even piece that together.
Yeah, I don't know. That's what I was thinking. I go because it didn't make sense why they switched it. They just interrupt like the reveal schedule because they kept it pretty consistent for the last 2 days. And so I was like,
Right.
does that have something to do with it? I was like, they already did Fantastic Four, so they can't really do that as a four. But you know
Right.
what I mean? But when they announced it, I was like, oh, this is really cool. I know a lot of people were comparing it to NECA,
Yeah.
but for me, I don't collect that line.
But why are they
So,
comparing? They don't have them in hand yet. There's no possibility for a comparison.
well, you know how that's just the normal process. I've
I
noticed
just don't
that.
understand. It feels like at one point it becomes one of those really weird situations where other people can't have good things because it devalues the things that I have, and I'm like, but no one's threatening anybody or doing anything to your collection. If you prefer the NECA ones, just stick with that.
Yeah.
But in order to compare fairly, you have to wait for them to come out. I remember they put out a Ninja Turtle on his own not too long ago. It was a Fury, I think it was Fury Studios or whatever it's called, but it was a samurai Ninja Turtle just on his lonesome, as Leonardo essentially. And he looked phenomenal. And why were people not complaining like, well, that's not the NECA figure. I'm not going to get that. Fuck that. It's never going to beat the NECA figure. And you're like, yeah, but it's a different interpretation of it. It doesn't have to beat, doesn't have to be in direct competition.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So anyway, and to evaluate these things fairly, in my opinion, you have to have them both in hand.
Yeah, I don't know. Like when I was
The cat owns all the NECA turtles. He does, man. My cat owns all the
yeah,
NECA turtles.
yeah. When I was collecting Legends, and I used to see this in groups a lot. Like a character would come out, and then somebody would say, I don't know, I'm just picking any Captain America. So Captain America comes out, and then they make another Captain America, and they're like, "Oh God, it's another Captain America." Well, I didn't come in until a year or two after that. I don't
Right.
want to pay aftermarket prices, and so when I told one guy one day, he goes, "Who the hell asked for this?" And I go, "I did." I go, "I don't have this figure, and I don't want to pay for the other one." I was like, and I just came in, so why is it bad if they redid it?
Yeah.
It's for new collectors.
Yeah.
I almost feel like it's like the same way for lines too. I don't collect NECA. There's nothing against them. It's just I don't collect that line. So I don't have, because I collect Mezco or Bandai or something like that. I do collect Revoltech and they have turtles,
Yep.
but I don't have something current. So if this company can provide me with that, set of turtles and I like the company, what's the big deal? I don't
Yep.
collect that at the company. The competition thing is weird too. There's different price points, there's different scaling, there's different materials. So anybody that starts putting these comparison stuff, I don't get it.
I can't.
I don't understand
I
it.
can't afford the Mirage version of the Ninja Turtles
Mm-hmm.
that NECA has out because they put them out for a San Diego Comic Con 4 years ago.
Yeah.
This is a comic version that I've wanted to have for such a long time, and there's a company right now that's decided to do them. I'd be a fool not to jump on that occasion. It doesn't matter,
Yeah.
who says what. I mean, if you're talking about value or something like that, just hold on to your fucking turtles. No one said you had to buy these ones, and if you want to continue preaching like that, but you can't go out and say, "Oh, these ones are the best," and you're like, "But what are you basing yourself on? You don't have them both. You can't say that. It doesn't make any sense."
You know what I think sometimes? I think it's more of like how we talk like in collecting, there's like this competition or this like elitist kind of standpoint. I think sometimes people don't want other people to have it. Like you
There's
just
that,
said,
right?
like
Yeah,
is
I
it
think you're right with that.
SDCC?
Exactly. Yeah,
It's almost
it's a very
like
exclusive at that point.
right, like somebody has a set and they're like, I don't want it because it devalues it. It's like, well, I understand that there's different aspects of collecting and stuff like that, but for the most part, I think people just want to enjoy something. So if a person can't get it, like you just said, this is another opportunity. They can springboard off of this.
Mm-hmm.
They put out this set, and let's say it goes really well, and then they put out an accessory pack where they have I don't know, the trench coats, and they have the hats, right? So they do that, and then they say, oh, you know what? As an MDX, like you recommended, like,
Yeah.
and you know that I'm down with this because I love black and white. I was like, let's say they do a black and
Let's
white
do
set.
that. The black and white set, man.
How about they do that? Or and then you go on and you say, well, now that they've done this, maybe we'll get Shredder. It's going pretty well. People are into it. Mezco collectors, once they start getting into it and they
Yep.
complete, they want to get all of it. Then you start getting other characters.
Mm-hmm.
You get April O'Neil. I would love to have a female figure, brand new body, on that yellow jumpsuit.
I don't know if that would be the one that they would go with, though, because this one is really based on the comic book. So it seems based
Yeah,
on the comic book. So we have to
yeah,
wait
but
and see.
yeah, and I'll be honest, I haven't read Eastman. I haven't read all that stuff. Like I'm gonna start jumping on it now, so I'm a little bit
Well,
more.
yeah, I won't spoil anything for you.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. Like, so you're more familiar with the characters, but I'm pretty sure, just like anything, there's a bunch of characters that you could probably do as you go down the line. So this is a
Yeah,
nice
definitely.
foundation.
Yeah.
So
That's why it's interesting because it feels like they based themselves on the old comic book, but they refreshed it a little bit to go with the current comic book that's
right,
ongoing, right? So
yeah,
there's a similarity there. So if ever they decide to make the jump, the way that the sculpts are designed, in my opinion anyway, fits both. You can have the whole nostalgia that goes with the initial run of the Ninja Turtles,
yeah,
or you can go with the IDW stuff that's on right now.
right,
And then you'll have a panoply of characters that you can do after that.
yeah. I can't pronounce his name, but Clark even said that too. You can have these different characters like Sagi with Yojimbo.
Oh man, that would be awesome.
But do you see where it's leading to?
Last Ronin turtle as well would be fucking cool.
Yeah, but do you see where it's going? Because it's a foundation. I think people are like really quick to compare something, and they're just like, no, it's not as good as this, or it's not that. It's not. You gotta like people really got to break that like conditioning
And
about.
the other thing is that it really depends on what kind of fan or collector that you are as well, right? As a toy photographer myself, sometimes it's the texture that I'm looking for on a figure that's going to help me pose it a certain way, the way the light hits it, and shit like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
I have the cartoon Ninja Turtles. To me, they're a little shiny. I can't really, light them correctly. I'm working on it to see how I'm going to be able to do it. I've
Yeah.
shot the movie Ninja Turtles. They look fantastic. The articulation is poor. I ordered the Fury Ninja Turtle that is supposed to be coming out, the Leonardo, the one that looks like a samurai. I'm looking forward to
Hmm.
seeing what kind of articulation he has. I'm hoping that it's better than the movie versions that I have. And now Mezco is giving me another option.
Hmm.
Perhaps, they might not look as good as the movie versions that NECA put out, but they might have really excellent articulation. But I don't know because I don't have them in hand yet. So to me,
Yeah.
it's just having that option that I think is interesting. The Sentinels, Spider-Man, Miles. I have the Mafex version and the Mafex version, and I despise that figure because he's so flimsy and shitty and wobbly and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But Mafex has a great Batman. I love the Dark Knight Returns Batman that they put out more than I actually like the Supreme Knight from Mezco. But
Hmm.
I did buy a new head sculpt for that Mezco and made him look awesome.
Right.
But the boots are clunky. But it really depends on what you really like. To me, I feel like it's the Mafex in this case are more articulated, but it's not just like I'm not looking at this as a fan. I'm looking at it as a guy who likes to pose his figures and shoot the figures and all that stuff.
Hmm.
So this whole debate of like NECA did it better. Shut the fuck up. You guys have no idea what you're talking about until you have it in hand. You'll find your
Yeah.
preferences when you're there. So these fuck sticks are annoying. Sorry.
Yeah. It's. I tried to explain this to somebody else too. I
You
said,
have more patience than I do, so go ahead.
well, no, I like having a conversation with people because sometimes I don't know if people are just hard set on just making their opinion and trying to spread it across the board, and that's why like one guy told me he's like, oh man, you're just trying to like make me see it your way. You're trying to convert me. I said, no, I'm having this conversation with you because I want to understand where you're coming from.
Yeah.
I said, but another thing too is I don't think that you're just like I'm being open enough with you to listen. I said, I don't think you're listening to what I'm trying to like say to you. You don't have to like change it. I said, but I said, there's so many other factors. And he goes, oh no, those figures aren't good and everything else like this. This is another figure. It's like those figures aren't good. And I said, well, you have to ask yourself, what are you using the figure for? I said, everybody collects differently. I go, does it matter if somebody put it in a box and put it on their shelf? Why are they so concerned about all these little things when they're not even taken from the box?
Mm-hmm.
And then I said, He said, well, this figure's garbage because it doesn't do this and this and this. And I said, well, what are you going to be using it for? Are you putting
Yeah.
it on your shelf or are you taking pictures of it? I understand your argument if you're saying you're taking pictures of it and you're trying to do this hyper dynamic pose for Frankenstein where you want to put his leg behind his head. I go, whatever. But I said, what are you using it for? Because personally, dude, I don't see you taking pictures. You're just like me. And so it'd be like me complaining about a figure that I can't do it. And so, well, I don't understand this and this. And I said, and sometimes people gauge it on reviewers. No offense to them. They get these figures and then they blame the reviewer for it.
Yeah,
It's like,
that's another thing that's weird to me. It's like,
yeah,
he recommended it because he likes it.
yes, yes. You can't like get mad at like, or they'll say something about a reviewer and say this person's wrong. It's like, no, this person is giving you their insight on how they use that figure.
Precisely.
You know, Darius is going to be different than whoever this other person is. This
You
person, yes.
or
Can I,
William.
yeah. Can I expect myself to like to get Gomez or a Spider-Man and do some of the things that like he does? It's like no. And is the figure flawed because I can't do it? No. It's because he has experience in anatomy and photography where he can achieve all that stuff.
Yep.
And just because you can't do it doesn't mean that the figure's trash. It's everybody uses it differently. I've seen
Mm-hmm.
guys, you want a perfect example? Look at people who take pictures of Legos. I've seen some
Some
spectacular photos of
wild
Legos.
shit from Legos, man.
Yeah. Can you do it? No. Not you. I'm saying anybody else. In
Yeah,
general,
yeah,
can you
yeah.
do it? No. But these people, they understand
Yeah,
the
I tried
stuff
Lego
that
and
they're
I'm not
using.
good at all, man.
Yeah. But it just goes back to all the comparison stuff. It's like everybody uses things differently. Everybody buys things because they like things or they see certain things that they want in it. And so if people are like, if you're getting upset with somebody else because they found joy in the fact that the Turtles were announced today or Robin, and you're like, nah, it sucks because it's not the one I want.
Right.
I thought about another thing today too. I go, okay, I was like, let's pluck this person that's saying that it's not their Robin. And let's just say that he came to you and said, what version of Robin you want to make? And you're like, I want Jason Todd. And he makes it for you. And he puts it back and he gives you your Jason Todd. Now there's 10 other people over there that didn't want Jason Todd. They wanted Damian White. So where does it end? It's like,
It never does.
relax.
It's so weird. I remember I read a comment the other day that was like, I'm not buying another figure until you release the ones that I have on pre-order. And I said, these are reveals.
Yeah.
There's no pre-orders. The only thing is Atticus Doom, and clearly this guy was more into, DC and Marvel or something like that. And I'm like,
Yeah.
they're not even selling you anything, and you're bitching.
Oh, I meant to start out the show like this as well, but man, shout out to the person or the whole team that had to stay this weekend and give up their weekend to do all this, to
Yeah.
monitor social media, to put all this stuff up because, I think that's something too. This person gave up their weekend. I don't know if they're going to get days off later on the week, but they
Careful, we
still
talked
worked.
about this.
Yeah,
Well, yes and no. I mean, there's probably someone monitoring the shit, but they can plan like this. This is you punch that into Hootsuite, and these posts go up automatically. Clearly, that wasn't the whole case because they
right.
were responding to
Yeah, they
some of
had
the
some
things.
zingers.
Exactly, it was really good. Even like I mean, I was sharing some things. They liked them. They shared them to their stories. So there's clearly the social media person was clearly active. You
Yes.
know what I mean? But I'm pretty sure that they weren't on their phone going like, okay, post. It was probably a post, and then they checked
Yeah.
out the analytics, and then they were able to respond to a few comments here and there.
Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much what I got out of the weekend. And like I
Yep.
said, it's cool. It's fine with me because there were certain things that I really liked about this weekend, and then there were certain things that I was like, oh, okay. And I wasn't different, but I didn't like let it ruin it. And I just saw a lot of that this weekend, and it's not to be negative. It's just to kind of gauge and figure out what's going on with it. It's
Mm-hmm.
almost there was some times when I would sit there and I would think, these are some pretty cool reviews, and yeah,
Yep.
but the first thing is like, how can you take this and you can make it negative? They did this, I wanted this character. They did this, I really wanted to see this. Or they did this and this is going to come out 2 years from now. It was almost like an automatic focus on how to make whatever it was bad. And but then I took a step back and I go, no, that's whatever. I'm fine with it because I had a good
Right.
weekend.
Fucking
So,
Carl, man, he sent me the Golden Girls, but it was the Golden Rocellas.
oh yeah.
I have that as a backdrop on my wallpaper on my phone right now. I want that now.
Yeah, you could buy some of the naked. I think probably Betty White would be hard to find, right? But you could probably get some of those, get some little dress wigs or something like that if you wanted to.
Yeah, I'll make them all custom. I'm gonna put them up on eBay after that. Sell like hotcakes.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was good, man. I like of everything. Obviously, like I'm not a Robin fan. That figure looks awesome.
I was gonna ask you, favorite reveal. Since you're on to it.
Turtles, man. Fucking turtles. How can you like? They're so part of. It's weird to say this as a 41-year-old man, but the Ninja Turtles have been part of my life for as long as I can remember. I got my first one in 1988. When I remember specifically walking into the store after getting 30 on 30 on a Mad Minute. And my father was so happy because I suck at math that he brought me to buy my first Ninja Turtle. And it's like a moment that's ingrained in my fucking head, And so I know it sounds weird, to be later on as an adult and just be like emphatic about the Ninja Turtles. But, I'm pretty sure if my dad had fun toys when he was a kid, he'd probably be emphatic about that as well. But for me anyway, that just hit me in the right spot. I'm like, fuck yes, let's get this. I want these Ninja Turtles. Let's get going. I want to see what they look like. I want to see what they feel like. I don't care if I ever shoot them. I'm going to be getting them. It doesn't fucking matter. And they're going to be in my collection, and that's it. I just want the Ninja Turtles. Bring them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that, to me, the Ninja Turtles, 100%. Robin, not a fan, and I'm buying that figure. He looks too fucking cool. Batman, I gave you my piece on it. I'm okay with it. Snake Eyes, maybe. Storm Shadow, maybe. I don't know if I want to, collect the Joes. It seems like a rabbit hole I don't want to go down.
Yeah.
But yeah, so what else was there in terms of 112? What else did we see?
Spider-Man, Green Goblin.
Spider-Man I'm a little hesitant on because I like my Far From Home. I also have my Miles Morales Spider-Man. And I'm kind of done with Peter Parker. I want Miles. He's my Spider-Man now, and I want his stories. So I mean, he's a cool looking figure. The Spider-Man that we saw there, Green Goblin. It's interesting, But I'd like to maybe go down if they were putting out a Miles figure. Then I'd probably jump on that one.
You don't think they will because they did Ghost Spider? You don't think that they'll put that out?
I don't know. I mean, I'll have to wait and see. I don't know when Across the Spider-Verse is slated to be released. I think it's later this year, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe.
I think this.
Maybe.
I think this whole modified kid buck, this teen buck, or the smaller buck. I think that's going to change so many things. It opens up so many opportunities for them to do other characters. And
you mean Robin?
I just mean in general, the whole progression of it through Spider-Man, Doc Knock, Vapor, and now this one. I honestly think that this Robin's going to be on a new body. There's probably plenty of time. Well, depending on where they are in the process, I think that this is probably going to be an improved body. But this just kind of opens it up, and I think that maybe allows them the opportunity to make Miles. The one that I have, the Miles, the regular one, it's cool, but I think everybody is kind of like
it's a little dated, right?
It is in the articulation is not because it was before.
Right.
It's not as good as they have now, and I think that they would love to try to redo that because they gave us that, that just basic Miles look.
Right.
Black suit, red. I think now they could add some more stuff and they could do other things. I think
so many accessory packs that they could put out with Miles, man.
Yeah, I think they'd want to take another swing at it, and that's what I mean about this body. I think this opens up the door. Yeah. He said it before and not only the Hangout, but in the conversations too. He wants to do things right,
Yeah.
and it doesn't sit with him well when it doesn't happen.
Hmm.
And so I know people think that it's like a cash grab or something like that, but you know,
Let's
he
get that
does take
straight.
those.
It's all a cash grab. All of it.
It's a
He's not in
business,
this.
yeah.
He's in it for business.
Well,
I'm
yeah, to
pretty
a
sure he
certain
loves his
point.
product, but
Yeah, I think there's a little bit more that weighs a little bit more heavier than what people think.
yeah,
You
definitely.
know,
No.
but
I get
yeah,
that. Yeah.
yeah. But I don't think he sits there and says, John Wick, oh well, better luck next time.
No, I
I
think
think
that one hurt.
yeah, I think he looks at some of these and goes, oh gosh,
Fuck. Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
But I mean, it's like people are like talking about it as though he's in it for the money. I was like, what do you work for?
money, money,
Yeah, so
yeah,
stop saying that.
yeah. I've had some very good jobs where I've been very proud of it and I put my
Yeah,
all
I love
into
my
it.
job.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, I know that they say, hey man, Paige, you did a good job. Do you want to stay a little longer? Are you gonna pay me? I love doing this,
Exactly.
but you
Yeah,
gonna
but I
pay me?
also love my wife and family.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that's what you got for
Yeah,
Ninja
man.
Turtles?
That
Yeah,
Ninja fucking Turtles and Robin are probably the ones that I was like, okay, this is cool. Now you're talking.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't want to give
But
mine.
still,
I
we
don't want to
need
give mine.
more
You'll laugh.
women.
I'm pretty sure that's coming. It's coming. Be patient, brother.
I'm being patient.
No, I'm just joking. It's a Kendrick Lamar. It's like these girls are coming. Be patient, brother. No,
Right.
I that's one of the things. I think he's looking at that and he's going,
Let's make this work.
yeah, and then set it up for success for later on. Like when everybody bangs on the Batman stuff
Hmm.
and the seamless stuff. Well, why is this taking so long? Yeah, I get it. It is taking long, but I think it's a launching platform for them. I really think that that's their investment body for the future that they're trying to build on with these other
Yep.
characters. So I think that's why they're probably put a lot of money into it. And he's like,
Jesus. Yeah.
yeah, I can't imagine how much it costs, but I think it's probably like, let's just see it through. Did you think we talked about the con box? I'm kind of happy that that didn't happen.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah,
$95.
yes.
I'm good with that.
And on the flip side, though, I am a little leery because I keep thinking, well, they saved us. What's coming? I
Yeah.
I seriously thought they were really nice, but just like we're talking about money, it's a business, and I kept thinking, is there something gonna drop like in the next couple weeks? And I was like, I probably think so. So like
Yes.
all these things that we're talking about, like like I'm not saying it's gonna happen, like Robin or some other mystery pre-order or something. I kept thinking to myself, I was like, they were probably a little nice because they're knowing that they don't
Yeah.
want to hit people up too hard.
Look at what happened when they announced Gotham by Gaslight. A week
Oh,
later,
the
he was
Joker?
up. That one and also
Joker.
Batman.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one, really.
But it was just it was so quick.
Yeah, it was.
So I would be under the impression of, Battinson would probably be the next one.
Really?
Why not? I mean, the movie's just around the corner. Like I said, you got to get those NRDs.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's a good business. So I enjoyed it. I thought it was cool.
Yep.
Power Rangers, I'm calling it. That's a
Power
four
Rangers.
pack. Let's start small. Let's not get to because
That's
Atticus. I
right. They
think
announced
Atticus.
that.
Yeah, I think Atticus is probably going to ship soon. The guys with the prizes they got theirs and stuff like that. So I think
That
he'll
means it must be
probably.
somewhere. They didn't just like get two in the warehouse and they're like, okay, let's send them out to the people that won.
Well, there was a couple. A friend of mine named Corey, he got his. I know Nick, Nike,
From the pre-order.
not from the pre-order
Oh,
prizes.
okay, yeah, exactly. So I mean,
Yeah,
even if it was like 5 or 6 people,
yeah,
I mean, they
I
didn't just order just five or six to
yeah.
show up on time. It's probably in the warehouse somewhere, and they're going to sort through it this week.
Isn't that weird? You'd be like, hey, can you send us 5? We got some prizes,
Exactly.
or those may be samples, like like they get them to
Yeah, there was
get
no
them to,
comic book with those ones apparently.
yeah, there
That
wasn't.
means they're hiding something.
Yeah, that's good. I was having a conversation. I don't want to say it.
That's all
Oh,
good,
okay.
man.
Oh no, I will. So, because there's like 5 or 6 of them, you don't know who I'm talking about. So like a person asked me, they said, "Hey, this is coming in. Do you think I should post the pictures to the comic?" And I was like, I said, man, I said, I'm gonna be honest with you. I said I had the comic for Nemo, and I didn't do it. I did like a quick flip,
Yeah.
and they were asking to ask, and I said, he goes, well, I just thought it'd be cool to share with people that wanted to see, and I go, that's kind of touchy. What if it has codes, or what if it has like storylines? And he goes, yeah. I said, well, I was like, if you really want to do it, I said, because what's going to happen is everybody's going to be getting theirs. I thought the other prize people, I was like, they're going to be getting it. Everybody wants to be first. I was like, why don't you make a post and then bury it in the post in the comments, and then put a spoiler at the top that says, this is the comic. If you want to come into the thread and you can read it. He goes, maybe that'd be a good idea. I say, you don't want to spoil it for people that don't want it, like the
Mm.
advent calendar or something. And
Yeah.
then I thought about it and I go, I don't know if that works because when you're in the post, you know how you see a preview of the.
Yeah.
I was like, so make sure it's like a title or some picture or something that's first or second. But yeah, it didn't come with the comic, so I'm wondering. I think there's going to be some pretty big
Well, see, I didn't get
stuff in there.
the booklet with Nemo. So, like when they sent me the samples so that I could take the shots,
Right.
I didn't get any of that stuff. So, when
Um,
someone told me like, "Oh, there's a booklet," and I was like, "Shit," that
yeah.
means they didn't want me to share anything. Because I remember when I did Doc Knock, they sent me a sample of 5 pages
Uh-huh.
for inspiration, but my name is plastered all over it. So if ever I was to share
Yeah.
the pages from the comic, they know it was me. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. You don't want
So
that.
exactly. So, but I never got that comic book either.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it was, yeah, it's always a little bit weird. So these people, they probably got the figure, and that's it. They don't have the book yet, but it was probably out of just being a little safe, playing it safe. There must be something in there right now that once people start getting it, we're going to see a pre-order go up not too long after that for something else.
Yeah. Something like Game of Death, like how they had that in
Precisely. Yeah,
there.
exactly.
Yeah. I think so too. Yeah. So it'll be good. So I guess what we're saying is be prepped for the
Yeah,
next week or
man.
two.
Have your wallets locked and loaded.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, that's all I really have, man. Do you have anything?
Nope.
This is good because we kept to an hour 37. So just so
Good.
everybody knows who's in here, this is on Instagram. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I will record it and then I'll put it up on YouTube. So that episode should be there. We'll make that move. I'm trying to think of something else, anything else that I wanted to go over with you. I think that's it. You have anything? Working on anything? Doing anything?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I put up my shot of Spider-Man this morning. Yesterday, I fucked up. I put up the shot. I was missing something in it. Like to anybody who saw the shot yesterday, you probably don't see the difference, but I know where the mistake was, so I changed it.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm really happy with that shot. It's super fun. Am I working on something right now? Yeah, I wanted to make a shot of like Vapor with the pink skull, so I'm gonna be working on something like that sometime soon.
Mhm.
But other than that, no, man. I'm just kind of relaxing. I don't really have any ideas at the moment.
It'll come.
Yeah, right now I'm focused on school, to be honest. I've been having, I've got a bunch of papers to grade and things like that. So that's basically what I need to do. So yeah, that and exercising. We started exercising again. Feels great. And so, yeah, that's basically it. I don't really have any ideas
Yeah.
for shots. But that's winter for me. It's always been the case wherever I get, a little bit of a creative slump, but I'm not taking it poorly this time around. I'm like, oh, I suck or anything like that. Normally I'm
Yeah.
just like, I think I'm done. I make a big deal out of it. And right now it's just have to wait a little bit.
Yeah. It'll come, man. It'll
Yeah.
come. That's about it. Thank you everybody that came in and hung out. It was a big weekend. Lots of reveals, lots of stuff. Um, be positive.
Yeah. I know you're always working behind the scenes, which is why I didn't ask. It was like, you working on anything special? Yes. The Godfather's always tinkering.
God, I'm trying to figure out this other stuff, man. Like, I want to put this up. I'll put this up, and then I know we probably hit a lot of this stuff for ToyzFair, but of course I had like some little things that I didn't mention, but they're just rambles as usual. So I was like, I
That's
don't
fair.
want to unload this on Jason, so I'll just leave it for the video,
Fair enough.
and that's about it. All right, well, to everybody that popped in, popped out, if you stayed for the whole show, we appreciate you. Thank you very much. Thank you to the Instagram people and then our future YouTube people, because you'll be seeing this.
Yeah, or Twitch. That'd be cool too.
Yeah, I need to get on there. I'm not on there. I thought
Neither
that
am
was
I.
for
We're
just,
old. We don't understand that shit. But it doesn't matter. We can stream there too, so it'll be all right.
yeah, I need to, was it, you need to sit in like a wolf or something. You ever seen that in The Office? Oh, you didn't watch The Office, did you?
I did, yeah, but I don't remember.
It's Ryan. He's like, did you send me a wolf? He's like, a wolf? He goes, yeah. I send one thing out and it hits everybody. It's this, Facebook, now.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's all that shit. I was like, oh God, when are they gonna come up with like a universal platform that you don't have to really do it? But you said that that one thing kind of like you could on Twitch, you could broadcast on everything. So
Yeah, Restream. I was looking into that. Restream is essentially we could actually broadcast directly into the group,
hmm
YouTube and Twitch at the same time. I think that would actually be cool if ever we could actually stream directly into the Mezco group on Facebook, stream in YouTube at the same time, Twitch.
yeah,
Then it would be really great. It would probably be the best. But we'll look
yeah,
into that. We're working on it.
yeah. How long will it take for this episode to be available for rewards here in Instagram? So as soon I'm doing this one, and then later on I'm supposed to go on the
Big heads at 10.
yeah, I'm going on there with CTG, and I will talk with him. And as soon as that is done, what I'll do is I'll burn the midnight oil and I'll transfer this over to YouTube. So probably tomorrow morning, possibly,
This
or
one
afternoon.
from Instagram, you could probably just post to Instagram right away, no?
Yeah, the Instagram one, yes, but then
Okay,
when
yeah.
it transfers to YouTube, I'll need some time to like,
Yeah, that's going to be tomorrow for sure because
yeah,
not only do you have to re-record it, you also have to post it, and sometimes the encryption, the upload, it takes a little bit of time, so
yeah,
you don't want to do
so,
that tonight.
yeah. So we'll see how it goes.
Cool.
And that's it.
All right.
9:42. All right. Again, thanks, bro. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
As always, thank you very much for sharing.
Cool.
Appreciate it, man.
Take care, guys.